What can we, my composition and culture class, learn about the effects of divorced parents on their children from my narrative, A Girl Who Has Grown Up with Divorced Parents? My parents have been divorced ever since I was 2 years old, which made me question if my anxiety and depression is connected to their divorce. I was lucky enough to not have the emotional and mental aspects of a normal parental divorce during my elementary or teenage years, which I know from my friends can be very rough. It has always been tough with having divorced parents, especially since pretty much birth. My mom and dad have got along for the most part. However, they have their moments. Through court, my parents got split custody, so I was with them both for an equal amount of time till I turned 18. School with divorced parents isn't easy, especially worrying about switching houses every Friday when you have after-school soccer practice. I have always been put a lot of responsibility on me due to my parents, which is why I feel a huge impact on my anxiety today. I will be talking about how divorced parents affect their children mentally, how they can affect their children in the future, and how boys and girls react and cope differently from their divorced parents. Not only looking at the negative aspect of everything, there are some positive outlooks as well. First, I would like to give a background on divorce and how common it is in America. Divorce rates have always been the leading number in America. Lately, they have been spiking due to COVID-19 pandemic because couples have been spending way too much time together and fighting more. However, divorces also occur because couples aren't able to spend enough time together as well. Today, there has been a 34% increase in sales of divorce agreements compared to 2019. An interest in separation during quarantine even peaked on April 13th to a 57% increase compared to February 20th. Normal divorce rates are usually 40 to 50% in the United States. A child with divorced parents can be affected and have an impact on their future relationships. As adults, the female children of divorced parents experience less trust and satisfaction in romantic relationships. Children of divorce adapt to various time schedules with their significant other. With the negative impacts such as anxiety and other mental illnesses, it may affect your social skills and even affect your handling in conflicts with their own marriages. It may make the affected child strive for a relationship and never go through a divorce again because they may be terrified that the same fate awaits them. I, for example, will always have that at the back of my mind because I personally never want to go through a divorce and put my kids through one either. Judith S. Wallerstein said, "At young adulthood, when love, sexual intimacy, commitment, and marriage take center stage, children of divorce are haunted by the ghost of their parents' divorce and terrified that the same fate awaits them," which just proves my point on how I am very scared of that happening, and that's the last thing I want to happen to my life. Aside from having an impact on their future relationships, children can also be greatly affected mentally and psychologically. Divorce may lead to reduced time with children because of parents fighting. Children may feel unloved and affect them mentally because of losing that family bond. They may also engage in acting out behavior and develop somatic symptoms to get their parents' attention. Lisa A. Barbetti says, "Parental preoccupation with tensions and problems in the marital relationship may lead to reduced time with children and to inconsistent monitoring and regulating of children's behavior. Thus, children may engage in acting out behavior and develop somatic symptoms as either conscious or unconscious attempts to get their parents' attention. Separation may trigger anxiety and depression, which those rates are higher in kids with divorced parents. Children of divorce may affect a child's performance in school because of distractions at home and such. When I was little, I have really bad memories of me being at my mom's and missing my dad, or being at my dad's and missing my mom. I would be very sad and even cry myself to sleep because I was too young to understand why they weren't with me. In high school, my best friend's parents were actually going through a divorce, and she had the hardest time focusing in school and having motivation to keep up with work and do her own homework. Divorced parents' effects can even be different with a girl compared to a boy in many ways. For example, boys are more externally symptomatic than girls. They act out their anger and frustration and hurt. Girls, on the other hand, tend to internalize their distress. When I was in elementary school, there was a boy in my class who took a trip to the principal's office almost every day. He was a really nice kid and always said hi to me, but all of a sudden he just started doing bad things in class, like being disrespectful to the teacher and damaging school supplies and property. A couple years later, we became really close friends, and he told me that his parents are divorced, and it happened a couple years ago. Kendra Randall Jo Violet said, Studies have also compared the effect of divorce on boys and girls as separate groups. The effect on boys appeared more immediate and dramatic. Boys were found to be prone to aggression, disruption, acting out behaviors, and developmentally vulnerable, which goes with my friends' behaviors in school. Boys might also fight more with peers and parents, while girls tend to keep to themselves. Girls keeping to themselves makes them more depressed and develop headaches and stomach aches. Girls may also have changes in sleeping and eating habits. Finally, I wanted to look at divorce effects on children in a positive aspect. Kathleen O'Connell Corcoran said if both parents remarry, they may have twice as many supportive adults and nurturers. This is very true because I am very blessed to have two moms and two dads in my life. Yeah, it can be very overwhelming sometimes, but they have always been there for me and have been so supportive because they know my life isn't easy. A child of divorced parents can help with their sense of empathy towards others. They can become more adaptable and more responsible. Kathleen says again, often a separated parent will make an effort to spend quality time with the children and pay attention to their desires, such as Disneyland, small gifts, phone calls, etc. Since my parents divorced when I was very young, I was able to spend a lot of one-on-one time with them ever since I was little. This really made me become closer to my mom and dad. Having divorced parents also allows me to have two of everything, which is why I included a picture of a Christmas tree. I absolutely love Christmas time, and it is amazing for every holiday because I celebrate so much. Since my parents are remarried, that means I have twice the amount of grandparents and other relatives as well, which is very fun. When it comes to children with divorced parents, they can be heavily affected emotionally and mentally. While there are positive aspects on children, it can have a long-term effect as well. Divorce is becoming way too common in America and even around the world, and parents don't realize how much of an impact it can have on their children at the time of the divorce and even after the divorce in their later years. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and learned about the mental effects of divorce can have on kids. However, still learning about the positive outlook of living through it. Thank you.